Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm so glad you're here today. We're going to dive into some really powerful words that are not just for your exams, but for life itself. So, are you all set? Let's get started. All right, let's kick things off with a really thought-provoking quote. Every success story is also a story of great failures. Just think about that for a second. Your favorite sports star, maybe a big movie actor, or a successful person you admire. Do you think their journey was easy? Not at all. It was probably more like a roller coaster, full of ups and downs, setbacks, and big challenges. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. We're going to build up our vocabulary to describe this incredible journey. So here's a quick look at our plan for today. We'll start with the journey to success, then we'll get into 3 different sets of vocabulary words. And finally, we'll have a quick review at the end. Simple enough, right? Let's jump in. Okay, section 1, the journey to success. It's kind of like this. If you want to build a house, you need the right tools, right? A hammer, a saw. Well, to talk about something as big and complex as the journey to success, you need the right words. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to fill up your vocabulary toolbox. Okay, moving on to section 2. We're getting into our first set of vocabulary. And where do most journeys to success begin? Well, they usually start with challenges. So this first set of words is all about describing those tough spots, those obstacles people run into. All right, our very first word is detour. Let's pronounce it clearly. Detour. So what exactly is a detour? Well, it's when you have to take a different, usually longer path because your normal route is closed for some reason. It's an unexpected turn. A synonym for it is an alternative route. And the opposite? That would be a direct route. Let's look at an example. We had to take a long detour because the main bridge was under repair. The word can also be a verb, like detoured or detouring. Now, let's understand this in Telugu. Detour ante dari mallimpu or pratyamnaya margam. Mamulga velle dari block ayinappudu manam inko dari తీసుకుంటాం kada. Adene detour antamu. And that same sentence in Telugu is main bridge repair lo ఉండటం వల్ల మేము చాలా పెద్ద detour తీసుకోవాల్సి వచ్చింది. Okay, next up we have the word fraudulent. Let's say it slowly. Fraudulent. So, what does it mean? It describes anything that is done to cheat or deceive someone, usually to get money illegally. So you can see the synonyms are deceitful or dishonest. And the antonyms, honest or genuine. Here's a sentence. He was arrested for making fraudulent claims on his insurance. You might also hear the noun fraud or the adverb fraudulently. Okay, in Telugu, fraudulent anta masapuritamayna. Ante, dabuko same every naina mosam chaidam. For example, insurance kosam mosapuritamayna claims chesinanduku atani arrest chesitter. Our next word is infested. Infested. This word creates a really strong picture, doesn't it? It means a place is filled or swarming with a large number of unpleasant things like pests or insects. So synonyms would be swarming or plagued. And the opposite, clean or clear. Just picture an old, dusty house filled with rats. You'd say it's infested. Here's our example. The old abandoned house was infested with rats and spiders. The noun form is infestation. Now in Telugu, infested ante, pidinjabardina or vyapinchana. Okachota edo cheduga, ekwaga nini pawada. For instance, apata elu, elugalu, mariu sale pudulato nindipoyendi. Okay, this next word describes a feeling that none of us like. It's humiliated. Humiliated. To be humiliated means to be made to feel very embarrassed or foolish, especially in front of other people. Its synonyms are disgraced or shamed, and the complete opposites are honored or praised. It's a really difficult feeling. Take this example. She felt deeply humiliated when her mistake was pointed out in front of the whole class. The noun is humiliation. In Telugu, humiliated means avamaninchabaradam. Andari mundu avamanam jaragadam. For example, class anta mundu tana tappani cheppadamto ame chala avamanamga feel ayindi. And the last word in this first set is rejections. Rejections. Now this is a word you'll hear a lot when talking about success. A rejection is when someone refuses to accept your idea, your application, or your work. So synonyms are refusals or denials, and the opposites are approvals or acceptances. It can feel bad, but it's part of the process. For example, the author received dozens of rejections before her book was finally published. The verb form is reject. Let's look at the Telugu meaning. Rejections ante tiraskaranalu. Ante, manam chepindi opukokapogam. The example in Telugu,
Tano book publish avadhaniki mundu, a writer chala tirascaranalani face chisaru.
Excellent work on that first set, everyone. So we've talked about the challenges. Now for section 3, let's look at our second set of words. This set is all about how we deal with those challenges. It's about our mindset, our attitude. You'll see how having the right perspective can change everything.
First up in this set, we have a phrase, stumbling block. A stumbling block. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a problem or difficulty that stops you from achieving something. It's like a big stone in your path that you might trip over. Synonyms include obstacle or hurdle, and the opposite, aid or assistance. Here's an example. Lack of funds became a major stumbling block for the new hospital project. The verb here is to stumble. In Telugu, stumbling block ante arangam or avrodham, manam munduku velakunda ape samasya. The example is, double lekapovidam kotta hospital project ki pedda atankam ga marindi.
Okay, our next word is inevitable. Inevitable. When we say something is inevitable, we mean it's absolutely going to happen. There's no way to avoid it. The sunrise every morning? That's inevitable. So synonyms are unavoidable or inescapable. The opposites would be preventable or uncertain. For example, with the dark clouds gathering rapidly, heavy rain seemed inevitable. The adverb form is inevitably. Now, in Telugu, inevitable ante tappanisari or anivaryamaine. Kachidanga jarugutundi apalemu. For instance, nala mabulu twaraga rawadam alla bhari varsham tappanisari anipinchindi.
Let's move on to a really wonderful quality, humility. Humility. Humility is the quality of not thinking you're better than other people. It's about being modest. So the synonyms are modesty and humbleness. And the antonyms, of course, are pride and arrogance. Think of a great leader who is still kind and respectful to everyone. That's humility. Here's a sentence. The great scientist accepted the international award with deep humility. The adjective is humble. In Telugu, humility is anakua or vinayam. Garvam lekuna andrito kalispoi undatam. The example is, a gopa scientist international award nu chala vinayamga swikarincharu. And the final word for this set is conceive. Conceive. To conceive means to form an idea in your mind, to imagine something. Think about every great story or invention. It all started when someone conceived of it. So synonyms are to imagine or to plan. The opposites would be something like to misunderstand or ignore. For example, it is difficult to conceive of a society operating without any laws. The noun you've probably heard is concept. In Telugu, conceivante, uhinshu or bhavinshu. Manasalo ok alachani sustinchukanam. And the example sentence, Chatalli samajni ohinshukavaram chalastocham.
You guys are doing wonderfully. Let's get into our final section, section 4, with our last set of vocabulary. So, we've covered the challenges, and we've covered the right mindset. Now we talk about action, what we do to get past those challenges, and what the rewards look like. Let's finish this lesson on a high note. Do you remember the phrase, stumbling block? Well, this next one, stepping stone, is its positive twin. A stepping stone is an event or experience that helps you progress toward a goal. It helps you get to the next level. So a synonym could be a foundation or a boost. And you know what's really cool? With the right attitude, even a stumbling block can be turned into a stepping stone. Here's an example. She treated her first small job as a stepping stone to a highly successful career. The verb is to step. In Telugu, a stepping stone is a punadi rai, or sopanam. Manami munduku tiskukelle oka mettu. The sentence in Telugu, Ametana modati chinna ujogani gopa career ki oka mettu gaba vinchindi.
Here's a really powerful verb for you. Overcome. Overcome. To overcome means to succeed in dealing with a problem or difficulty. To beat it. Synonyms are to conquer or to surmount, and the opposites? To surrender or to fail. It's all about finding that inner strength. For example, with daily practice, she was able to overcome her fear of speaking in public. In Telugu, overcome means adhigaminchu. Oka kastani gelachi munduku veladam. The example is, Raju practice cheyadam valla ame public lo matladalante unna bhayani adhigaminchagalindi.
All right, next we have the word transmit. Transmit. This word simply means to pass something, like a signal or information from one place or person to another. We use it all the time with technology. Synonyms are to send or to relay. The opposites are to receive or to keep. Here's a very modern example. The satellite will transmit weather signals directly back to the station on Earth. The noun form is transmission. In Telugu, transmit ante, prasaran cheyu or pampu. Samacharani okari nunchi inkokariki pampadam. So the example is, satellite, weather signals ni direct ga Earth Mida Unna Station Ki transmit Chestundi.
Okay, this next one is a fun word. Gasp. It's a sound and an action. It's that short, quick breath you take in through your mouth, especially when you're shocked or in pain. A synonym is to pant. The opposite might be to exhale calmly. Here's a sentence to picture it. The freezing cold water made him gasp as he jumped into the swimming pool. The verb can also be gasping. In Telugu, gasp ante roppu or shwasa pilchukanu. Akasmatuga gattiga operi tiskowadam. For example, chalani nitilo dukagane atanu gattiga operi pilchukanaru.
And here we are at our final word for today, and it's a fantastic one. Accomplishments. Accomplishments. An accomplishment is something that is successful or that is achieved after a lot of work or effort. This is the goal of the journey. Synonyms are achievements or triumphs. The opposites are failures or defeats. For example, winning the national science competition was one of her greatest accomplishments. The verb is to accomplish. In Telugu, accomplishments ante vijayalu or sadhanchinavi. Kastapadi sadhanchina gopa panlalu. So the example is, national science competition gilavaram ame gopa vijayalulo okati.
And with that, we finished our last word. Great job! Now for our final section, the lesson review. We've learned so many words about challenges, mindset, and actions. Let's put them all together now and see the whole story they tell.
So let's circle all the way back to our opening idea. Every success story is also a story of great failures. Now we have the words to describe it, don't we? The journey towards our accomplishments isn't straight. It's full of detours and painful rejections. We all face stumbling blocks that might even make us feel humiliated. And you know what? Facing these things is inevitable, but the secret is to face them with humility, to conceive of new ideas, and to overcome every obstacle. Because when you do that, every single stumbling block transforms into a stepping stone on your path to success.
And that brings us to the end. I truly hope you enjoyed learning these powerful words with me today. My advice to you is to really make them your own. Practice them, use them in sentences, and you'll see how they can help you express yourself better, not just in exams, but in life. Always remember that every challenge is just a chance to get stronger. This lesson was prepared by Vinayadhar Raju. Keep up the fantastic work, keep learning, and I look forward to hearing about all of your future accomplishments.